What is up, guys? Pup T from Life, Liberty, and the Homestead here with you. I'd like to welcome you to my homestead, my 42-acre homestead at this time. It's nothing big, it's nothing extravagant, but it is mine, which is wonderful. Mine and the girlfriend's. On this homestead, we have 7 goats, 8 chickens, 3 turkeys, 2 ducks, 6 dogs, and a partridge and a pear tree. But what I wanted to show you guys today, as one of my first videos, if not my first video, rebranding this channel from Yak Nasty into Life, Liberty, and the Homestead, is just show you around the property really quick. Like I said, there's not a whole lot to it at this time, but as this year goes on, I hope to grow it and really turn it into a sustainable property to where my girlfriend and I can harvest what we're going to eat throughout the year and maybe have some left over and sell it at the roadside or something like this. But where I'm standing at right now, this is my range. It's not very big, but myself and my girlfriend really the only ones that ever come out here to shoot. When my sons are here, they might come down here and shoot with me and stuff like that. But right now it needs to be graded out. It needs to be worked on, just like everything on the homestead. So if you're thinking about a homestead of your own, just know every day there's work to be done. And let me tell you, tons of days you're not going to want to work because you're going to be tired and exhausted and you think you're just not doing it right, But like other homesteaders say, like the dancing farmer, he'll tell you, just give it a shot. So let's check out the damage from I think last Saturday, the Saturday before. Once stood right there, a big old tree, about 50 or 60 years old, and it fell on the homestead, fell onto the house. So working with the insurance company to get that fixed, destroyed some of the interior of the house, the ceiling and the floors in the living room, stuff like that. But in all due time, the insurance company will take care of that. So let's go take a little tour of the homestead as it stands today. And I got my warning. So this right here on the homestead is kind of the beginning of the wooded area right now. This goes back, and the whole property here is 35, I think 37, I don't know, maybe 35 acres or something like that. And then we got an additional 10 somewhere else. So I guess that brings me up to 45 and not 42. But this area right here, you can see it gets pretty washed out. I went ahead and this winter put some winter ryegrass down to try to use as a cover crop. Many people will tell you about cover crops and how useful they are, and that's what I'm trying to do right now here in this area, is to get a cover crop so that this doesn't continue to wash out. In February, I'll be getting some trees, oaks and stuff like that, pecan trees, which last year we planted 50 oaks, 25 red oak, 25 white oak, and then I planted some persimmon trees, and I'm pretty sure all the persimmon trees are completely gone. But I just noticed something on the property last Saturday or the Saturday before that, kind of in the beginning of January. We had a really bad windstorm, and the windstorm caused a tree in my front yard that was about 50 or 60 years old to come tumbling over. And I hadn't been up this way yet, and this is also what it did. So I don't know how old this tree is. I'm not even quite sure. I think it's a cypress tree, but it just completely uprooted that cypress tree. Now I'd go in there. It's really, really muddy. I'm 5'8", 5'9" on a good day, and that's at least, 6'4" to the top of where that dirt went. I used to have a game camera up, and I used to put corn out here to try to see what I had on the property earlier last year, but I guess I won't be doing that this year. I'm gonna have to get the old chainsaw out, cut that down, and that'll be the beginning of the firewood for next year. Not something really I wanted to see, but that's okay. So we'll walk over here and I'll show you Monster's pond. Monster was a dog I had. He was a 150-pound Rottweiler who was very, very, well, he wasn't very, very old. He's 10 years old, and he got sick and couldn't walk and stuff like that. So you know how that goes. But this is Monster's pond right here. And I don't know if you can see it, but we have two ponds on the property. This one's a larger pond. I hope to make it a little bit bigger, hopefully this year. Not to stock with fish or anything like that, but for the wildlife. And this field here, that's known as the drop zone. And on the drop zone, I planted winter rye, and I know of a big tree that's down over there, but I don't know if you can, probably pretty hard to see from here, but there's a tree down over there. Like I said, having a homestead is constantly work in progress. You never know what's going to happen, especially if, you were a city boy like myself. Even though I retired from the Army, they didn't teach me how to farm or be a homesteader or, any of that stuff. So, it's a work in progress. But this here is our pole barn. Now, our pole barn was not insured. Based off of, you can probably already tell, it's not in the greatest shape, but it was in better shape than what it is now, because now I have a sunroof in the pole barn. So part of this coming year will be to repurpose the pole barn, rebuild it. Let's see, we're going to turn it into some stalls for the chickens and the goats, stuff like that. Move my son's Jeep, which I need to kind of fix up and sell, and then reposition my boat and stuff like that. I do apologize for my camera work. I'm no pro. But here on the homestead, like I said, we got turkeys. 3 of them. They'll let you pet them if you're nice to them. They 8 chickens. They don't go nowhere near you. And the 7 goats, they run from you as well. But you can kind of see a little homestead. This is what we call Debbie's Field. I believe I mentioned before, that area over there, that's the drop zone. And then, you have the woods and then our home.